Hello, and welcome back to the Mindfully Rich podcast, your weekly look at life and finances with a twist where we talk about improving your overall relationship with money and building better financial habits. On each episode, I'll discuss real life situations and give y'all practical advice. The point of this podcast is to help you stay in your financial lane so you won't end up broke. I'm the creator and host, Gina Ritchie Richardson. Now, let's jump into today's conversation. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? I'm back. Okay, so you see what's going on. All right, I be trying to save y'all from this, okay? My secret is out. Sometimes I lose my voice. Well, a lot of times, because I think I've had quite a few horse episodes on here, but I do a lot of speaking. I also sing, and I work myself too much. And I think that I was dehydrated before I sang on Sunday at church, and this is what you get, okay? But I was determined that y'all wasn't gonna miss getting this episode, but we just gonna keep it light today so y'all don't have to continue to hear this, even though this is just giving y'all raspy goodness, okay? But you also get to see my intro. I do it every single time. Every time that I do the podcast, that intro is done. Okay. I should have it as a recording, but I just like doing it. But, anyways, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another great episode of the Mindfully Rich podcast. Once again, this is what you're getting, but I promise I'm not going to keep us here long, okay? Because hearing me like this is probably a lot. So, y'all know I love to start off with gratitude. Gotta say thank you to the Rich Gang, to everyone out there who has been listening to the episode, sharing. Man, let me tell you what, last week, y'all was sharing this thing far and wide. So keep doing it. Okay, even with this one, even though this ain't the norm, okay, my voice don't sound like the norm, all of the information still gonna be there. Okay, so make sure that you still share it far and wide. And once again, always appreciate y'all. Y'all are the reason why I do this podcast. And so if you haven't already, listen to the previous episodes. If this is your first episode, welcome. Make sure you go back and listen to some of the old ones. This is episode 120. So there's 120 episodes of goodness out there. Okay. And sometimes I even like to go back to the beginning just to hear where I started, how I sounded, how the episodes used to go. Like, it was just crazy. I was like, oh my God. Growth. Okay. Growth has happened. So thank y'all once again for listening. Don't forget to share. And once again, if this is your first episode, go back, listen to some other ones. I promise you, you will love them. Okay. And like always, if you're not following me on my social media platform of preference for the podcast is on Instagram. So I'm on Instagram as mindfully_rich_podcast. And so I mentioned earlier, for those of y'all that are new, what I normally like to do is take a topic, and I normally would take that topic from a hip hop or R&B song title, right? I don't have one for today. Most of the time there will be one. There's not one for today. Okay, couldn't find one for today. But once again, we're keeping it light because I sound like this. All right, so we're gonna move into our mindful money moment, and our topic of discussion today, I'm gonna be talking to y'all about three things that I think surprisingly cost you more money than you think. Okay, because y'all know what I'm about here on the podcast. I want to help you save money. Okay, I want to talk to you about money. I want to do all of the things regarding finances and money. All right, and so let's go ahead and jump into those things. Okay, and I say that these three things surprisingly just because I feel like in essence we feel like, oh, these things probably would help us save or they would come in handy somewhere, but they don't. So let me go ahead and jump into the first thing. The first thing is buying in bulk, okay? How many of y'all out there have Costco memberships or you have your Sam's memberships, right? So for me, I used to think, all right, because I have kids, buying in bulk for a majority of things was going to be like a good thing. Oh my God, y'all. I quickly learned, okay? If you're gonna buy in bulk, you buy in bulk for certain things. Like, I'm gonna give you an example of here in my household. I can buy butter in bulk, I can buy chips in bulk, I can buy, like, say, what's that, like saran wrap or aluminum foil, water, things like that I can buy in bulk. But when I'm buying like food items that has like, it just happens to be like a whole bunch of them, like packages of food and things like that, those things will just sit and sit and sit, and then I end up having to throw it away. Okay, I've realized that when I try to buy like food items, like a bunch of food in bulk, you got to want to eat that one thing that you bought in bulk. All right. Or, like, I'm going to give you another example at Costco because I'm a Costco girl. I used to be a Sam's girl, but I'm a Costco girl. And so at Costco, they have like this lasagna that's amazing. And it's like two big things of it, right? Let me tell you what, after eating that first one, it's like, when are we going to get to the second one, right? You want to eat it because it's really good, right? But sometimes you just don't. So, like, I just really feel like when you're buying in bulk, you really need to consider what you're going to eat and make sure that you're being very intentional about what you're buying in bulk, because I feel like at the end of the day, while you think you saving money, you really are costing yourself more money because you just gonna throw away good food. That's just me. Okay. Y'all think about that and see. Oh, let me get the other thing. Let me tell you. So my baby girl loves the little Jimmy Dean. What are those things called? It's like breakfast bowls or whatever, right? She had got to a point where she loved it. And at Costco, they sell those breakfast bowls like in I think it's like a container of 12. I think it's like a big box and there's 12 of them. Why at least 10 of them are still in my freezer? And I bought these at least 3 months ago. She loved it for a second and then just stopped. Okay. So with kids, you got to watch out. So just make sure you're paying attention to the things that you're buying in bulk. All right. So the second thing that I think surprisingly that costs you more money than you think is the subscriptions that we have. Okay, so I want y'all to think about, let's say, the movie channel subscriptions. Let's say all of the things that make up cable TV, right? Okay, so when people were first talking about cutting cable, they were like, all right, you should cut cable. It's going to be cheaper if you just get, let's say, a Netflix, or you just get like a Hulu, or you get, I'm trying to think of some other ones. Y'all know the other ones. Okay. Those the main ones. But then it was just like Netflix and Hulu, they was a thing. Then now you got all of these other ones that's cut off. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. I gotta get Stars because during a certain time of the year when Power's on, P Valley, any of those, I gotta watch Stars. That's like what, 9.99, 10.99, something along those lines. Then now the Shy is on, and that's on Showtime, but Showtime is on Paramount, and so like you got to get Paramount. I think that's like 9 or 10.99, so I got to get that. Then I'm trying to think. I got BET Plus. Okay, I'm like, cause I gotta watch all the Queen's Men and all of the other little stuff that be on there. Y'all get where I'm going with this. I feel like they got us. They were trying to tell us, oh, cable is too expensive. When you buying all of those subscriptions and you add them all up, they total what you would have paid for cable or less. Okay. And then don't even get me started with subscriptions that you may just sign up for on your phone and then forget about them. And then the subscriptions are just still sitting there. Let me tell you what. Okay. For my Apple people, I think I done brought this up before. On Apple, you can go to settings, subscriptions, and then you can go through all of them, get rid of the ones that you're really not using, right? But for those movie subscriptions, those movie channel subscriptions, and all of those other like cable TV type subscriptions, in the beginning, you feel like, you know what, this is going to be cheaper. But I feel like in the end, it's like, ooh, this is really costing me more money. So going through all of your subscriptions that you have and seeing like, dang, am I watching this? Am I only using this for a short period of time? Like, I'm going to give y'all an example. Apple, right? And I have an iPhone, but I'm not subscribed to Apple's little Apple TV thing or whatever. But Hijack was on there with Idris Elba. It was so good. And me and the kids, okay, we got wrapped into it the first episode. And so I ended up getting it. But I think the subscription is like $6.99, $7.99. And I was determined, all right, soon as this series ends, that's it. Series is off. Guess what? Subscription is gone. Okay. But I don't think that we remind ourselves of that. So it's like if you're doing something like that where you getting a subscription and after the series is off, you want to cut it off, put like a reminder on your phone. Count out when 8 weeks from now is going to be, so that way you can make sure you cancel it, so that way it's not continuing to just sit there and just add up. Okay. All right. So my last thing that I believe is surprisingly costing you more money than you think is fruit and produce. Oh my God, does anybody else do this? Because I do this all the time. Like I get in like my real healthy modes where I be like, all right, we're going to be real healthy. We're going to drink all the smoothies. We're going to eat all the salads. Okay. It'd be so funny. I really be in here like, okay, go get all the fruit, all the vegetables. Okay. It'd be hilarious, y'all. And then a couple of weeks later, spoiled, just in the refrigerator, spoiled. And it be irritating me. So like, I just got this new love for like the rainbow color peppers, right? Red, yellow, I believe, and orange. Like those are my faves. I don't know what it is about the green pepper. The green pepper I'm still not rocking with, okay? But Costco sells it like in a pack or whatever. And I get it. And I had like 2 or 3 of them in my refrigerator at a time and realized, oh snap, I ain't cut these things up yet because I was on my I'm about to be healthy type, mode. I still ain't eat them. And I do that with apples. Like I love Granny Smith apples with almond butter. So like the Sac Co-op, for those people that are in Sac and you listening, the Sac Co-op almond butter is like the best almond butter I've ever tasted in my life. And it's like you see it being made from the actual almonds. Amazing. Okay. Like blew my mind. But I love Granny Smith apples and Pink Lady apples. I also love the black looking grapes at Costco. They so sweet. They're just grapes, but they black looking. They're not blackberries, none of that. They grapes, right? Child, one time I had got so geeked about them because my friend had bought them and I had some. I got so geeked about them, I bought 2 packages. What happened? They went bad because we didn't eat all of them. My eyes was just too much for me. Okay. So that's what brings me to my next point. When it comes to these things that I believe are surprisingly costing you more money than you think. So buying in bulk, your movie subscriptions, and then also fruit and produce. Now there's probably other things, but these are 3 things I'm mentioning today because once again, episode gonna be short. When it comes to these things, you just got to be more intentional about the lists that you're creating before you go out to these stores and you are making your purchases, or when it comes to the movie subscriptions, that you are being intentional with it. Like, okay, I'm going to get this subscription. How much are they all costing me as a collective? Because if you're going to be buying so many of them, you might as well just get cable and save money, child. I mean, seriously, look at the packages and see what works for you. Or if you're getting the subscriptions for a certain season because of certain shows that come on, making sure that you are setting a calendar reminder to tell you, turn the subscription off so you're not wasting money. Because at the end of the day, we all want to save coins. And so that was the purpose of me talking about this topic, just because I feel like there are some money wasters that are happening that are small that we don't really think of. And I feel like buying in bulk, the movie subscriptions, fruit and produce can be some of those small things that we don't really think about, but I be thinking about, and that's the reason why I made a whole episode on it. Okay. All right. So y'all go off and be great. Start thinking about those things and go check and see. I mean, if y'all think, I'm telling some stories or, maybe this don't apply to you or whatever, make sure you tell me what does apply to you. What is that surprisingly small thing that you think saves you money? I had to remember how to say it. That is saving you money, but actually it's costing you money. And for those of y'all that resonated with this, let me know. Share. Because this resonated with me. When I was thinking of this, I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to them about this because this is becoming a problem. I just threw out so much fruit and produce, y'all. things that I was buying in bulk. Like I was like, oh my God, I have got to talk about this. So y'all hear how I sound, so I'm going to go ahead and get on off the line, child. All right, but don't forget, for those of you who are new, welcome once again. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Continue to listen to more of the episodes. There's 120 of them. So just go through the list, child. I done made so many episodes. Now you just go through the list and see what you wanna learn about, or what you wanna hear about, okay? And then I'm sure it's an episode for it, okay? And for everybody, my rich gang, everybody, y'all make sure continue to share these episodes far and wide. And thank y'all so much for always tuning in to the Mindfully Rich podcast. And y'all know how we ended here, okay? That's all I got. Ain't got no more, which is homage to my favorite YouTuber, Funky Dineva. All right. And so y'all live life mindfully, intentionally, and on purpose. And until next time, when I hit y'all with another one.